Anthony on Air podcast with plenty to discuss today. Ghislaine and Bill Gates, Papa John, and the N-word. Burger King making some controversy over in the UK. The LIRR hitting close to home. Long Island Railroad making some national news. Frankie C. What do you think about that?
Can't believe that. They're a mile from my house. Well, the station is.
It's never for something good. The LIRR is never making national news for great customer service, that's for sure. Royal Family and the Space Hotel. This episode brought to you by Hero Soap Company. Order some soap for yourself. Link in the description. More on them in a second. Frankie C here. J Sab's on the way. Happy International Women's Day. Let's talk about Ghislaine Maxwell and Bill Gates. There was a post and story circulating over the weekend that Bill Gates and Ghislaine Maxwell were cousins. This could not be farther from the truth.
This is the kind of stuff, it could just take off with no facts. You got to watch out for stuff like this. It's like, if there's no truth to it, but it gets this kind of steam, now all of a sudden Bill Gates' name is, no matter what, now it's tied to it a little bit, even if he has nothing to do with anything.
Well, it's so weird because we've entered this weird, bizarro world where facts don't matter as long as
it's so frustrating.
Yeah, and I wonder, and I feel like it's people's unhappiness of why are we in this place where conspiracy theories have rolled so far out of control. And I love my QAnon friends. For as crazy and nutty as I think you are, I have hope for you people. I love you. Hope you'll come back to reality a bit. But it seems to be the QAnon people that are like, what's the thing? Yes, that's it. That's true. 100%. Retweet it. Share it on Facebook. Here's the facts. I heard it from a guy who heard it from a guy, and I know for sure.
Must be true.
We love doing that. Overall, the QAnon people love it even more. Why? What?
Nuts. You know what it is? Conspiracy theories can be fun when they're treated like conspiracy theories, like Bigfoot. If you don't take it too seriously, you get into the, and you go, oh, is this true? Is this not? And then you leave it there. You don't have to be like, dedicate your life to it. And you treat it like like you read a book. It's just, you went through the experience, you read some stuff, but is it all true? Probably not. That's what they're, a lot of these conspiracy theories are based on nothing.
Totally nothing. And I also noticed this. There's an obsession with Bill Gates lately, especially lately. Like, plenty of theories out there that he likes to eat kids, and
that's a big one with anybody who, I don't know, who is rich for not do. I mean, he did a lot, but I don't know. When someone's rich and they didn't do, they're not currently in the spotlight. I feel like they're prime for that kind of thing.
It's very strange. And also, like,
what that is. There
was a rumor a couple of weeks ago during the Texas storms that Bill Gates created the snow. Did you hear that one?
Well, that I believe.
I was like,
I mean, what are we talking about here? If people really believe that, I mean, yeah, he probably has the money where he could create. There are mountains that ski resorts there where people make snow and everything, but no, stop being stupid.
I mean, that's insane. And then all of a sudden, what are the odds that these two individuals would be related? By the way, one is British and the other one is American.
Well, they could be cousins. Through marriage or something.
I guess so.
Why? Where did that come from? What was the?
All right.
What started that?
Here's where it came from. Bill Gates' mother, her name is Mary Maxwell Gates. So some dude in, I don't know, Arizona was just like, this is what he wrote. This is literally what this guy wrote. Azul Cielo. Ghislaine Maxwell and Bill Gates are first cousins through Gates' mom, Mary Maxwell Gates. And yes, I researched it. And that was all he had to say.
That's it.
And just fire. Just took off.
I love it. And yes, I researched it.
I researched it. Oh, okay.
Got it. So now it was proven not true, right?
USA Today, the Today Show, all these, as the cute people would say, all these media outlets would have us
Well, they're
believe.
part of it.
Yeah, they're all part of it.
They're covering for Bill Gates. Why would they, why would they want to smear his name?
Listen, do I believe that they are cousins? I do not. Would it surprise me? Like, is it a possibility? Let's play along, Frank, for a second. I guess so. What would it matter?
Billions of people, and nobody's coming down on the guy's brother, on Epstein's, right? Isn't Epstein's brother like still around, and he's got all the properties now? Nobody's negative on him, right?
But if they were cousins, my point is what so?
Unless then they're figuring, they're billionaires, they're tied into the money, and it's all trafficking and all that kind of stuff. But that's not how Bill Gates made his money. Microsoft would be the one.
Yeah, I wonder what the desire is to nail this Bill Gates. I don't know.
People want to take down the rich. I guess
so, but it's amazing. I feel like
nobody's accusing the homeless guy down the block of being Maxwell's cousin. That's all I'm saying. It's the rich people that are Maxwell's cousin.
True. It just seems like there's people got a hard on for him. They're just kind of like, what could we nail Bill Gates on? And I don't entirely understand it.
I mean, is he like?
I'm not evil. Defending him. I'm not saying he's a great guy. I don't care. I'm just saying, I don't get it. I don't understand the appeal of it.
I don't know. What did he do to anybody? He made Microsoft. That's it. I don't know of anything negative he's done. He's not.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's a bad person. I don't think he is, but I don't know. But to just come out with, and now this guy who created the conspiracy theory is just, all right, I'll just move on to the next thing.
That's what's that's what's so crazy about today. Like he just move on. It doesn't matter.
I'm not saying there should be consequences. All I'm saying is, he just got away with causing a huge stir in the whole weekend.
Yeah.
That everybody was nuts about this thing, I guess.
But they proved it because, I mean, it's like the mother, I think Gates' mother was an only child, I think, which would eliminate any conflict. I mean, it seems
you
like
don't have to be an only, you could be an only child. Like if they're saying Gates is the cousin or the mother's the cousin.
Well, no, she would have to have a sibling in order for him to have a cousin.
So Gates and Maxwell were cousins. That's what this is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Not that the parents were.
The two things that bother me about this the most, and let's do our read for Hero Soap Company. I'll tell you what that is. Hero Soap Company, best soap company ever. I was chatting with Lucas the other day over at Hero Soap Company. We were exchanging some emails back and forth, just kind of catching up on things. They're just doing a great job. Dude's just doing a great job. Veteran-owned company right here in the U.S. of A. They make soap right here, as you can see. It's the only soap that I use nowadays. No bad things in here like you'll find in some of the other major national soap brands. You buy a bar of this, they send a bar over to the troops automatically, and then they take a little bit more money out of their own end and go and donate that to organizations that build homes for veterans that are returning for more. Just extraordinary.
Wonderful thing.
Absolutely extraordinary. You can save 20% right now if you get a subscription. That's where you just say, I want this much soap brought to my house every single month, and they just automatically send it. It's a subscription service, but they call it subscription, and you can save 20% still by using the promo code Anthony. Lucas, super excited about the viewers and listeners and what they've done. It's just been a great relationship all around. I want to thank everybody who's bought and signed up for subscriptions. This helps keep the podcast going. Your support of Hero Soap
huge
Company.
Help.
Huge
Appreciate
help.
It.
And I also feel like we're helping the veterans at the same time. So win-win-win. Thank you all so much for that. It's really nice.
Get a good product. Veterans get a good product.
Yeah, it's great.
And they get homes, which is great.
Awesome. Here's what bothers me. One, there's this desire in all of us to believe these things. Like, why do we want to believe these things so bad? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like we just can't get enough of these things, whether they're true or not. It almost does it. We don't even care. We just want to tell people.
You know what's weird though? I feel like if half of these conspiracy theories were proven true, they wouldn't be fun anymore. Like the JFK assassination or Bigfoot. Let's go with an easier one. Bigfoot. If it all of a sudden there's Bigfoot, they capture him. I mean, then it's over. Then the allure, the whole mystery of it is over.
Yeah.
But the fact that he probably doesn't exist and they're never going to catch him, or whatever the hell the case may be, the conspiracy theory just gains a little more steam, a little more dust kicks up, and it keeps it interesting.
It's like campfire.
There's nothing to it.
It's like campfire ghost stories, almost, in a sense. You know?
But, I don't know what people are trying to gain. I mean, where do they come up with this? Why? I mean, they see a name. I mean, he said he researched it. Okay, show us your research.
Well, that's part two. What is this guy like? What is he getting from this? Is it like an attempt at notoriety? Probably. It like it's just so strange.
The motivation for most of this stuff, I feel, and for most things, is money. If he's the guy that cracked this thing, he'd be doing interviews. He'd be doing all this stuff. People booking him everywhere. And, it's notoriety, and he makes some money out of it, probably.
It just drives me crazy.
If there was no money in it, nobody would give a crap.
I remember do you remember this? One of the airliners had disappeared over in the Indian Ocean somewhere. I don't know if you remember this a couple of years ago.
Malaysia,
yeah. And Courtney Love from Hole and Nirvana, Kurt's wife, ex-wife, whatever. She like, I remember she posted one day, she literally went on Google Maps and was like circling like little dots on Google Maps and posted it. And she's like, why aren't they looking here? And it was this whole thing. And it was just like, I remember having this thought of, there were millions of dollars of resources, like hundreds of people searching the Indian Ocean looking for this friggin' plane. And you on your couch with your iPad is gonna fucking find it? Like, are you?
First of all, so much wrong with this. I mean, yeah, exactly. You're sitting there, Courtney Love or not, but Google takes these pictures. Like the picture of my house on Google Maps is from like 2015.
Exactly.
So you're not gonna get, like, if God forbid a plane went down today, I'm not going to see pictures of the current area it went down in tomorrow. I'll see it maybe 10 years from now or whenever the hell they update all the Google shots. So you're not going to find current pictures of Google Earth all around the world. And I'm sure whoever was looking was using every
bit of their power, but it's
whatever
that
they
thing
have at their disposal.
It's that broken thing in people's heads, which I feel like it's in all of our heads, Q or not.
People
that is like, I'm going to be the
go.
one. I got it. Everybody got it. I'm on my couch. Yeah. I'm figuring it out. I got it. Like, shut the fuck. What are you talking about?
Well, that's like, I can go and spout, just say whatever I want, as long as it didn't hurt anybody, whatever. She's just talking into the wind. And, to be honest, I doubt that even anybody looking even saw Courtney Love's, info about it.
Yeah.
They're too wrapped up in what they were doing, I'm sure.
Papa John.
PJ.
Big Papa John here. Still the CEO of Papa John's. I forget what his name is, John, sure, whatever.
Didn't he step down?
I thought he did, but apparently he still is. I don't even know. He was on OAN, the most reputable news network we have left these days. And he said something that even right now, after watching it 6 times, I'm like, I still don't know even if he said this right, because it is so horrific. Like he had to have
said something horrific on OAN.
Yeah, but it had to be like you hear it and you go, this has to be a mistake. He had to have meant something else. He could not have actually meant this to be the way it actually came out, because if he did, it's top 5 one of the worst things anybody has ever said.
All right, I don't know what this is. I see what it says in our title, but I didn't hear any of this.
Yeah.
Are you playing the actual audio where this is actually said?
Yeah, I'm gonna play you the clip.
We're airing this word, or is it like beeped out?
Stay tuned. You'll have to find out. No, he doesn't say the actual word. Could you believe
Okay.
that? Frank just brought up a great point. He
I didn't
doesn't.
want to hear, if he was going to say it, I don't think we should have aired
He
him
doesn't
saying it.
say the actual N word yet. It is
It's still pretty bad. Okay.
as bad, maybe even worse. If you were like, I have a tape of somebody saying the N word, I would put this above that in awfulness.
Now, was this live on OAN?
I think so. I mean, I don't know what they're doing over there at OAN. I don't know if they have enough budget for live. I feel like they're all just,
It's cheaper to do live than to have people editing.
True, I guess so. Just ask us. Just ask us.
Just ask us. This is how you know it's not edited.
Yeah, we would have edited that.
We're letting that go.
All right. He was on with, I don't even know, Tipping Point, I guess this is called. God bless the OAN people. You got to
Just the tipping point.
And I'll play for you what he said. Let's see if you could identify the.
Oh,
years ago, when you start to see these headlines coming out and smearing your good name.
Oh, I should say, I think it's been 20 months since they pushed him out or they accused him of being racist. And
I feel like it was so much longer ago. I feel like it was years ago.
I don't even know what happened. I think they pushed him out. Oh, former CEO. Yeah. Okay. So he's not the CEO.
Because he said the N-word in some kind of meeting or something.
Right. Okay. So this is what he said this time around.
Take me back to a few years ago when you start to see these headlines coming out and smearing your good name. How did you feel at the time when you were seeing these headlines?
State of shock. Unbelievable. I couldn't understand it. I mean, again, you have a public board that paints its chairman complicit, passive, or active. They paint the founder as a racist. They know he's not a racist. It's just unbelievable. And I used to lay in bed just going, how did they do this? And we've had 3 goals for the last 20 months to get rid of this N-word in my vocabulary and dictionary and everything else because it's just not true. Figure out how they did this and get on with my life. If Papa John's would just say, hey,
Thank you.
got hurt.
Frank is making a face that any dog would make when you play a odd sound. Just yeah.
So wait a minute. I'm not sure I understood what I just heard. I'm serious. I don't know what, like, he said that we tried to get this N-word out of my vocabulary.
He has 3 goals, Frank. And the first goal is to eliminate the N-word from his vocabulary, from his dictionary. And
it's going to take a lot of work. You might have to go to some classes. I could cure you right now. Don't say the word. 20
months, though. He's working on it. Like,
okay.
Get off his back.
Is he making progress?
I don't know. We'll have to check in let's give him another 20 months. Let's give it time. The change takes time.
I mean, I always say it now 3 times a day.
Like,
I mean,
you lost.
What are you doing?
You lost your entire company. You were publicly shamed, and it's taken you 20 months.
It should have been, even if it were in your vocabulary on that day, that should have been, not in my vocabulary anymore.
Yeah. Finito.
It's over.
Finished.
What is so difficult about eliminating that word? How often do you there's an opportunity to use that word
now
come up? Why would you do that?
Frank, you know me. I love to criticize the left for cancel culture. But in this particular instance, they kind of got it right. Like, this is one of those instances where you're like, yeah.
I mean, the guy obviously has some kind of innate problem. It's I don't know. It's within him that it has to be gotten rid of. I don't understand how they could have painted me as a racist. I mean, I've been trying for 20 months to get rid of this N-word.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Yeah, that's how.
Again, top 3 moments of can't read the room, like don't understand the temperature of the situation. This is like when Weinstein called that press conference. It's like, don't you worry, guys, we're gonna fight this. Like, we're not gonna.
Do we know what his deal is?
He's in jail, isn't he? In jail?
I don't know. Was he? He was found guilty. Oh, he's just in jail. That was because I feel like we get updates on people in jail, like Cosby and Jared, we get updates on, but we don't get updates on this. Not that we need to know what's going on.
No, I think they got him on one of the things for sure.
And he's been in jail since for the past year or so.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
I think he's there.
Piece of crap.
Yeah, but I'll never forget that press conference where it's like, we're gonna fight this. Like, don't you worry. It like echoes this whole thing of like,
I was worried.
Good news, everybody. It's been 20 months, but I've been working on not saying this N word, and
with a little more help, I'll be able to not say it anymore. Can't promise.
What is he going to like? Is there a therapy? Is it like a hypnotist? Is it trying to quit smoking?
It's literally a one-step program. That's all it is. One step. You show up to the meeting. They sit you down. Hi, my name is Papa John, and I've used the N-word. Great. Here's your step. Stop saying the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
See, here's your token. Get the hell out. That's it.
I think he might not be. Is he in jail? No, I think so. Let me see. Or he's going to jail. He was sentenced to 23 years in jail. I don't know if he's actually started that yet.
I knew it was somehow wrapped up, but I couldn't remember what happened.
Yeah. Do you think that Papa John's in his home has one of those boards, those chalkboards, like that they have in warehouses? Like, it's been 223 days since our last accident. Do you think he has that with just the N-word on it? It's been,
however, 0 days.
It's been 4 days since.
Damn it. What is so tempting about saying that word? Just stop it. Just stop.
I don't get
Eliminate it. Delete. Hit delete.
I don't get it. Easily one of the craziest things I've ever seen from somebody who...
I don't think I've ever had their pizza.
I have. It used to be close to my college, so that was like the go-to fast food pizza to order.
Is that any good?
When we just wanted heartburn. No. By the way, we got Domino's after the drunk show on Friday, and
nice.
Regretted it all weekend. I mean, it was great at the time, but just totally regretted it the whole entire weekend.
Yeah. After my wife and I are done with Lent, we're probably gonna go nuts on Domino's.
There's been a rift between me and my wife. I don't know if we're ever gonna recover. I'm talking to divorce lawyers about it, but she went Brooklyn style instead of just going original Domino's, and that was a huge.
I don't know what's the difference? What is that?
Brooklyn style is supposed to be. It's like their attempt at real pizza, which is kind of hilarious. They're like, we have the stuff that we have.
We know the rest is crap,
right? Here, okay. This is like how they do it in Brooklyn, and it's like, no, it's not. But it's like
the rest of the pizza we make is bullshit. This is the real stuff.
It's like a little thinner. Like they have like regular Domino's, then Brooklyn, and then they have thin crust. Like those are the levels of thinness. And Brooklyn's kind of in the middle, where it's kind of like a regular pizza, where it's like not thick. But I kind of feel like that's like the great part about Domino's is it's like this doughy, just mess. That's what's so good about it.
It's a what's the word? It's a guilty pleasure, I guess. It's one of those. It's like eating a bag of cookies. You shouldn't. It's probably not good for you, but you get the urge every now and then.
Papa John's had a good sauce. I forget what it was. It was kind of like reminiscent of PDQ, where I vaguely remember like us losing it over the sauces.
On the pizza?
Yeah, because they would give you like, because like some people like dip this is a big thing I think in the Midwest, like where people will dip pizza into like ranch. Like there are people that love to dip pizza into like ranch sauce. And that was part of their the garlic dipping sauce.
I know that there's like sometimes there's parts of it, like sometimes they do the crust like comes off and you dip that, or
yes,
garlic sticks or whatever the hell sticks.
Yeah, that was it. The garlic dipping sauce was pretty legendary. I can't even imagine eating this. If I took a bite of this, I think I would die. But in college, it was like we were doing shots.
Iron stomachs.
Yeah,
in college.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how quickly the human body degenerates.
Holy crap!
It's
insane. Yeah, where I was let's see, 10 years ago, I could eat almost anything. Now it's take it easy. I feel like I'm in a coma. I eat one thing, I'm like, oh God. You know what it is? It's so weird. I'm sure a lot of people get this. It's like a metabolism thing, I guess. I feel like a snake. You know, when a snake eats something, you could see it.
Yep. Yep.
I eat one thing, I feel like I gained all the weight that I could possibly gain from that thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh crap. You know, just the weight just throws right on. You don't get rid of any of it. It's just absorbed into your body.
We ate Domino's Friday night. It is now Monday night, and I'm just now starting to feel normal again. Like,
you're an old man.
There's some meals that are worth it. Like, you're like, I'm going to eat this, and I know it's going to be bad, but I have the weekend to recover. And and it's not like that in college. You would do this on like a Tuesday night and be.
That's why Friday nights are typically like, takeout night.
Yeah.
And that's like the typical household pizza night, Chinese food night.
Papa John's they have like barbecue sauce and honey mustard sauce. I don't know if they have chicken. I hope they. I think they do.
One bad decision I think we've made as a society is Taco Tuesday, because you're not ready for the consequences on Wednesday.
Yeah, but if you eat
should be Friday.
A real taco, like a good taco, not Taco Bell, then
where do you get that? Where am I going for that?
By the way, not one person got upset at us for shitting on Des Moines on the last episode.
I know the deal with Des Moines.
Also, quite a number of people enjoyed Drunk Frank, especially.
I kind of enjoyed Drunk Frank.
And the suggestion was made that we do a marijuana episode.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing that.
You don't know if you're doing that? I said maybe gummies. We're talking about it. We're talking about maybe a gummy episode.
Not my bag.
I can't smoke marijuana.
No, I don't smoke anything. I've never smoked anything.
Could I have said that more like a narc? I can't smoke weed cigarettes.
Those marijuana cigarettes. Yeah, I can't. I've never smoked anything, and I've never taken or eaten any kind of pot, anything.
Yet you'll put Domino's in your body.
I don't want my first time to be on the air.
Yeah, but yet you'll put Domino's in your body. So what's worse?
Oh yeah.
That seems backwards to me.
I'll alter my bowels. I just don't want to alter my state of mind.
Yeah, but what's the difference between a little booze and weed? I think it's the same. The result is the same.
Probably not a lot.
Yeah.
But I just never did it, and I never had the desire to do it. I got contact high once. I think you were there. We went to the Metallica concert.
Yeah.
It was me, you, my brother, and Raphael, I think, a friend of ours. I think we went to Nassau Coliseum, and it's an enclosed arena, and holy cow.
Is there something...
We wound up at like Wendy's or something later, and we were hysterical laughing for no reason.
Oh, remember that? I do remember that. Yeah, because we were fucked up. That's why we were laughing.
We had no idea.
A lot of people call me a stoner. Is there am I missing something? I don't... Like, am I...
You have a laid back kind of vibe.
Everybody assumes that I'm a stoner. I'll never forget this. Is a really great guy, Steve, and was a listener of mine for years and years and years, and thought but I don't know if it was the Bob Marley or the Dave Matthews or whatever it is, but he was like,
it's not helping.
He was like, dude, come over. I did an appearance at a bar. He's like, dude, you got to come over and smoke at my house. And I was like, no, man, that's cool. He's like, you got to come over and smoke at my house. And I'm like, I'm good, man. And he was like, why won't you? Like, he started to get insulted, and I had to tell him, well, actually, I don't smoke marijuana. And I think it was literally like telling a child that Santa Claus doesn't exist.
Yeah, hey, it's hard for people to understand that you don't do that stuff.
He was so heartbroken.
Who was heartbroken?
This listener, very, very nice guy, Steve. Very, very nice guy. But I felt like a big fraud. And people even to this day are like some guy messaged me the other day, and he was like, what kind of weed do you smoke? And I was like, I don't. And he was like, he was just, again, he ghosted me.
You just have that laid back. You got the big beard.
I don't get
you
it.
got, you think your eye, you can't really see your eyes that much.
Besides the fact that everybody does it.
That is not true.
Frank doesn't.
I have to say, more people do it than not.
That's
and I never knew
incorrect,
that.
I'm sure.
No, it's actually correct.
Wait, are
More
we talking?
people do
It's
it than not.
something.
Are we talking about
I never knew
marijuana
this.
that partake in the
Yes.
marijuana cigarettes or gummies?
Disagree.
Okay.
You say, all right, there's 7 billion people in the world. You're saying 3.5 billion people minimum. More
I
than
wouldn't.
3.5 billion.
I wouldn't say that. I would say more people than you would think.
That's
do it.
different.
That I could buy into.
I
Like-
believe that.
Like
You can't
a
say more
lot of
people do it than not. You can't say the majority of people do it.
And I never knew that until moving out here.
A lot. I
Oh,
walk my dog around the neighborhood. Oh my God! Every
yeah.
block.
Suburbs are a problem. Suburbs are a real
You
problem.
think so?
I mean,
And my job. Everybody at my job did it.
Really?
on the job.
Yes.
Hmm.
Where the hell did you work? The stories that come out of your office. Like, what are you doing over there?
How about this?
She worked at a crack den, so.
Oh, well, that explains it.
So many people did it that my boss would play a trick on the new people. About 2 weeks in, he would be like, okay, your drug test, they're going to come in today. And everyone's like, what? What drug test? I didn't know I had to take a drug test. And if they did that, he was like, okay, you guys could stay.
So you didn't work in air traffic control or anything like that, right?
No, we just played with plane parts. That's it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Nice.
They really do. I'm telling you, I never in my life. I know that you guys have at least tried it, right?
No.
I've told my story on the show before with the pop brownies.
Contact high is the most I've gotten.
Frank's never.
Come on, Frank.
I've never tried like an edible or anything.
See, and
Well,
you're
still young.
I feel like weed is the only, like, I feel like this conversation is happening and they're talking about meth, like where people are like, just try meth once. It's not that big of a deal. We'll do it. You know, I feel like
Can you get a contact meth high?
I feel like weed is the only drug that you can really like, you can be like, just try it once. It's not that big of a deal.
I'm just saying no.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, you can. I don't care. I'm just saying.
Do
you
whatever
know.
the hell you want. But I don't know. I never tried it. I was never interested in it. I never.
Listen, neither was I.
Same here.
This is what we're going to do. Frank, you mull it a little bit. I want you to mull it.
I don't have a mullet.
No, well, I think you would look
Does
good.
turn around.
You mull it. You want to do it, we'll do it. If you don't want to do it, we won't do it. I'm not here to force anybody into anything. But I'm just saying I think it would be a hilarious.
No doubt it would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But
I don't think you would find it to be much different than having some drinks. You know,
probably not.
from
When
my-
I drink, I'm a very
I don't know.
confident person when I drink.
Yeah, we know. Obviously.
That's what you saw last episode. That's typical drunk me.
Frank was talking like he walks around with a 10-inch in his pants.
Yeah,
That's how he was talking Friday night.
I don't think that's typical drunk you.
I'm usually
I don't know.
I'm friendlier and I'm like more outgoing
Yeah.
when I'm drunk. I don't.
Do you grab
I'm
him
not
by
a
the-
sad drunk. What?
Do you grab him by the when you get
I
drunk?
don't. I definitely don't.
Shucks. I
Don't
just
do
want to know
that.
one thing, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when you tried it?
It was after college because I was
And
at,
only once?
I was
only
at a
once.
college reunion. I'll tell the story.
God.
It's an old story. I went to a college radio station reunion party. Kid shows up with pot brownies. This was during the thin days, the cocky asshole days, as Frank describes it.
Oh God.
But I was like, I had a couple of drinks, and like back then it was like I got a little loose. All I wanted to do was eat. Like I was like, bring on the food. So this kid shows up with brownies, and I just annihilate this brownie. And he comes back around again in 10 minutes, and I'm like, these are delicious. And I just grab it and just throw it down my throat. And he's like, I forget whatever he said. You're gonna be, it was like easy. Or he said to me, he goes, oh, these are pot. Those.
So you
easy
had
on the
no
pot
idea.
brownies. And I was like, yeah, okay, buddy. I was like, literally. I was like, whatever, dude. I just never dawned on. I thought he was screwing around. I thought, imagine how stupid you have to be at a college radio station reunion with 23 and 25-year-old people that a kid was going to show up with brownies his mommy made him. Like, it was this
Yeah,
stupidest.
you know what? You're right. Sorry.
So stupid. And I was so messed up.
And you had no idea they were pot brownies?
He said it to me, and I literally didn't believe. Like, he said it in passing.
Oh.
He was passing it around like you know, like we were passing around Jello shots the same way. It was just getting passed around like this Tupperware container. So, long story short, I annoyed my wife, then girlfriend, all night long. Because I'll say the one thing that was different between alcohol and that.
You're paranoid?
No. Time slowed down a lot more with the weed than on. Like, when you're drunk, you feel buzzed and you're happier, and you're, like Frank, you said, more outgoing. It's easier. It was all of that, but it was also just like time was slowing, not standing still, but just slowing down. And I remember saying that to my wife at like 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, the clock's not moving. And she's like, shut up and go to sleep already.
But my hand, look at this.
So long story short, I annoyed her so much that night. And I kind of felt it was like that weird thing where you do something and then your significant other doesn't. And then there's like this weirdness. So I was like, let's just get more and we'll make more pot brownies. So
No.
we made them one night. We made it with the oil and everything. We did the whole 9 yards in the basement of my parents' home.
Oh my God.
The night before we were driving to Charlottesville, Virginia to go see the Dave Matthews Band.
Oh God. Why didn't you just wait to eat
Mistake
it there
number
with the
2.
rest of them?
And we're eating them at the show, and nothing is. We did something wrong, and there's nothing ever happened.
I'll tell you what you did wrong. You decided to go to a Dave Matthews concert.
No, Frank,
That's what
I didn't
you did
decide
wrong.
to go to a Dave Matthews concert. I decided to drive 7.5 hours to bumfuck the middle of the goddamn country to go see a Dave Matthews Band show. Charlottesville is very far away.
I would
Oh
imagine.
my God.
Now, I have a picture of, I don't know if you want to show it or not, but you and me in our thinner days.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you could show
God.
it. I don't give a
Please.
shit. Oh, look at that good-looking guy.
Wow. What's with the eyebrow? You think you're The Rock?
That's what it was.
Do you smell what the fam is cooking?
That was overconfident jerk Anthony.
Was he really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it was that bad. I mean, maybe a little bit, but
A little bit. It wasn't like ridiculous, but
Overconfident. Does that mean he went up to girls and was like, "Yeah, I know you want to suck this"?
no.
not so blunt. No, but he
Oh,
was
too bad.
he was a little cocky.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I don't know if it's
Whatever.
cocky the word was, but you know, I like to have fun. I never had a problem talking to anybody, so that's not cocky. I don't think.
No, but I don't know. I can't describe. You had this air about you that.
Yeah, that's
You
just
were
you
like,
just
yeah.
hate me. That's the difference.
Yeah,
It's-
that's probably it. That could have been it. That could have been. No, you just had this overconfidence. It was a little obnoxious, just a little,
Really?
I don't-
tiniest bit.
I can't see him. No.
All right, well, you weren't there.
I feel like I'm still the same way. I just tire quicker, tire faster.
Yeah, back then you didn't tire. So
No.
right now you reach a certain point, and at the same time I'm sick of you, you kind of drop off. So it works out. But back then, I got sick of you, and you just kept going.
All right, listen. It's International Women's Day, and let's give her the
Oh.
We'll
proper
run the world,
J-Sab.
girls.
introduction.
We'll run the
Women.
world, girls.
That's
We'll
right.
run this mother.
Happy International Women's Day.
She actually heads the International Women's Department of the podcast. It's JSAP. So welcome in.
That's true.
Obviously.
Hold there, JSAP.
Along with the sexual harassment training.
Now, that's true.
Yeah,
When
you're in charge of our HR.
we are gonna put you in charge of HR. That's a great idea. Make a
I
note
mean,
of
why
that.
not?
Yeah.
It would be the best place to work.
Yeah. Have you smoked the marijuana or the gummies? Yeah.
Have you smoked a gummy?
Is it like a thing with you now? Or are you doing it on the regular? What's going on? Update us all. We all want to know.
Okay, I'll be honest. My entire life, I never was exposed to it.
Right.
I never was at a place and someone said, "Hey, do you want some of this?"
Mm-hmm.
Really, never. Until, was it 6 years ago? in 2015. Well, no, that's not true. And I like I said, I was never exposed to it growing up until I moved to Long Island.
Yeah.
And started working at this job.
This job, man. I don't know what the hell. I'm still kind of unclear on what you do there. What the job
what I
is,
did there.
What the company was.
But, like, why did I even leave?
All your fun stories come from there.
So I was offered it at a Christmas party. I decided not to because I was like, these are my coworkers. They already think of me like whatever. Mm-hmm. What if I actually do this? And I'm like, what's the outcome? I don't know. But I did it with my friend in the Poconos. It was like a month later.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this?
And you liked it?
And it wasn't an edible. It was, whatchamacallit? Like a
marijuana cigarette.
There you go. And I coughed my ass off. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, can I just say this is the other reason why I never did weed with anybody. It's the sharing of the joint. I skeeve that so much.
Oh, really?
Ugh, are you crazy?
Yeah, what is this sharing stuff? Why is that such a thing?
Never.
Nobody shares. Nobody passes around a cigarette. Why is it?
Do you remember that point in high school where people were like, "Can I get a hit of your Snapple or whatever?" And you were like, "What the fuck? No,
fuck off."
No.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Especially Frank's like, not my Snapple.
Plus, COVID.
Well, COVID now, but back then there was no COVID. It was still skeevy.
I skeeved everybody.
Ugh.
If I'm not making out with you, I skeeve you.
Exactly.
And even then.
Yeah.
So anyway, Janine, are you in now, or are you edible girl, or what's going on?
Are you a post-feed?
I did it a few times after that, but I have not in I don't even know how long, but you know what? It's time.
But I also, so I just to jump on that, I also think you reach a certain point of parenthood where you're like, I kind of need a weekend where I can just zone the fuck out and be away from the kids. And you kind of like, that's,
But the thing is, too, there's no hangover from it.
Right.
And that's why people enjoy it.
And
I think that's part of it.
And that's the other thing where I feel like I kind of am more open to it now than ever before. Not that I was ever closed off from it. Like Janine said, you don't ever come across it, you know?
You don't go searching for it.
No.
And nobody.
But here's the thing.
Did any of it.
Right. But people are going to say we're sheltered. Definitely. Because the people who do it say, what do you mean you never knew someone who did it or you were offered it? I was like, because they have. I'm telling you, it's an underground society. And people.
Well, it was very much illegal when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But people still did it too.
Yeah, but it's loosened up nowadays.
Yeah,
so.
well, that too, but
going back to the other point is that it's like you can recover from it a lot faster than having like a bunch of drinks.
Exactly.
Is that
Hi, Mom.
The case?
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, it just wears off and it's over, right?
Basically, yeah. Whereas, like, where you when you have booze, like, just to go back to what we said, Frank, before about eating in general, it's like I used to drink an ungodly amount of alcohol, and I get 2 drinks into anything, and I'm ready. I want Domino's, and I want to go to bed. That's all I want to do.
The last episode, that was 2 drinks, and that's what I became.
Yeah, same here. And you know what, too? If I drink too much, I started getting the chills. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's hitting you, huh?
What
were you drinking?
A chocolate espresso.
Oh, right. Espresso martini.
Whereas, like, when we were going out, you would slam like 2 or 3 beers before you even headed out, left the house.
Pre-game.
2 or 3 Jack and Cokes.
Now it's pregame nowadays.
Is that? I wonder if that's because the mentality here was in New York, it's $14 for a drink. So you'd be like, let me get a good buzz going before I get to the bar, so I don't have to spend $90 to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if that's like that.
I have a wedding in a few weeks, so just watch out because I don't even know. I'm gonna escape out of this COVID mess into this wedding. Like, you're gonna see me on the news, okay?
Oh man.
Good luck.
That COVID, we gotta talk about that. The 2 states said no more masks. The CDC today said that if you're vaccinated and you're around other vaccinated people, you do not have to wear. You have to wear a mask in public still, but if you're gonna have a private gathering, you no longer have to wear a mask with other vaccinated people. Which to me is like, here, there it is. Like, you know, because
we're getting there.
So, like, because like you can't even, like, a restaurant and gatherings, like you said, a wedding. What's going to stop people at a wedding from being like, oh no, everybody's vaccinated, we can have like 150 people in here. It's no problem.
What we have to do is we have to get test within 72 hours of the wedding.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good.
I'm just excited because the end is in sight. I just feel like the end is.
We're so close.
The end is near, and it's.
All, you know.
I think the last thing to go is going to be the big stores, but I think even then, like, it's
maybe
we're coming up to it. I could see them keeping it going the rest of the year into 2022, but I feel like at a certain point it's kind of insane.
I knew we'd get back to it. It's just, you know, gradually. You have to go at this strategically. You can't just jump in.
I don't know. I think remember in the beginning when people didn't want to wear a mask and I was like, I'm gonna punch you in the face if you don't want to wear a mask. I'm starting to slide that over to I'm gonna punch you in the face if you don't want to get vaccinated. Like there are literally no and the queue again. The conspiracy people are like, well, I heard this where bupkis. There is no evidence anywhere. Don't tell me about fertility. Don't tell me about people dying. Breaking out, there has been none, and I don't believe that people are mass covering it up, because if there was, again, there's not an outlet on the planet that wouldn't want to break that story.
That's true. Especially
Please tell me, Janine, you want to get vaccinated.
Nope.
You don't want to take the vaccine.
Why?
I feel like it's just a little too early. First of all, I never get the flu vaccine.
You don't get the flu vaccine? Why?
No.
Neither do I, but the flu is not so deadly.
Did you, I don't want to get too personal here, but did you vaccinate your children?
As deadly.
Yes.
You vaccinated your children? We're moving on. That's the end. You're just being crazy.
It's just for me, I don't know. I'm not the only person, because there's a lot of people out there who don't want to get this now.
Yeah,
like
they're called crazy people.
Like your wife, Anthony.
My wife, first of all, like 4 months ago, you could not get her to take a vaccine. Today is a different story. She's like, I'll take it. Because everybody sees there's nothing wrong with it. And here's the other thing. Okay. I'm so glad Janine brought this up. Last summer, we're so far off our topics, but we'll get back to them. I
can't even see them.
Last summer, all we were talking about was they're rushing the vaccine. We're not ready.
That's true.
Frank's brother was like, I know somebody who's working on it and says, don't take it. It's not ready. It's not right, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, man. And that gave me pause. And then from the time that your brother said that to another like 4 weeks, I swear to you, no exaggeration, 35 people told me the exact same thing. They're like, I have a cousin who works over at Pfizer. And
everybody's got a cousin.
And I'm like,
my cousin's brother's sister's mother.
All of a sudden, this became the Bill Murray stole a French fry off my table story, where like everybody knew, like, no, I know, you know. And it's just like, forget it. It's stupid. And it's been proved, like all the doctors, everybody everywhere is saying there's nothing wrong with this thing. Nobody's died from it. Like,
let's see. 500,000 plus Americans dead from COVID, 0 dead from the vaccine.
I mean, it's insane. And to carry on with like, oh, you don't know, or you're covering up, or you're naive. Shut the fuck up. Stop it already. Like, we're here. It's almost over.
Stop.
Just do it. Even if you don't believe in the vaccine, even if I didn't believe in the vaccine, I would still look at this and be like, you can shoot me up 3 times if you need to. Like, whatever gets us off the masks and the distancing and concerts back and all the other shit, I'm in. I don't even care.
This is going to get us back to normal life.
I would take the vaccine up my ass at this point if it would mean the end of this shit.
Well, you could.
You're still opposed to it.
Burger King. So here's what they tweeted today on International Women's Day.
Oh God.
I should clarify, it's the Burger King UK, not the Burger King US, which after I tell you what they tweeted, you would have probably assumed that this was the US and not the UK.
Oh
but
God, let's hear it.
Okay.
if we learned anything from Meghan Markle last night, the UK is a pretty fucked up place. They literally tweeted today. This was their tweet. No bullshit. Women belong in the kitchen. That was the tweet that they sent out.
Come on.
It's actually pretty funny though. Come on.
I think it's hysterical. Now, this is what they did. They tweeted that, and then you know how you can tweet and then you could like follow up your tweet right away?
Yes.
So the first tweet was women belong in the kitchen. And then all the subsequent tweets after that were pointing out the fact that 24% of chefs in the world are women. And that's grossly, I mean, half of the population is women. You would assume that half of a profession would be filled with women, and it's not. So all the real chefs in kitchens are.
So they were saying it like women belong in movies. Women belong.
They were trying to make a fair.
CEOs of corporations.
They were trying to make a fun argument on social media. How dare they? That here's another instance where the world is not fair. The world's not equal. There's no equality here because 24% of chefs are women and 75% of chefs are men.
I'm surprised.
If that's how they meant it, wonderful. Funny tweet. Move on.
Okay, yeah, okay. But you know what wound up happening? Like 4 hours later, they had to take it down because the savage cancel culture animals would not let up and thought that this was the height of insensitivity.
It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm a woman and I don't. This is funny.
And it's not even. They didn't even mean it as a joke. They took an old, like sexist saying and turned it into a positive because they're saying that women deserve to be equal to men.
Exactly. Yet, cancel
That's
culture.
not how they knee-jerk reaction was.
Would still
This is
not let
bullshit.
right. Cancel culture would still not let them get away with it, and they had to take it down. And that's what pisses me off more than anything: the fact that they caved. I wish these brands would just stick. If we've learned anything from Donald Trump, okay, this is his go-to move. He doesn't care how his thing is interpreted. He's just barreling through to the next thing, and whatever you
Why
think
does it
of,
work for him, but not like
I don't know.
Papa John's or not, all these places that get
Papa John's.
Well, Papa John's is different.
Should have. Yeah.
But like, like.
But this is a Burger King. This is a prime example. They should have done exactly this. Been like, if you people can't understand the creative way in which we approach this, then you Twitter.
Then over your head. Then that's it. Move on.
Right.
You didn't appreciate the joke. It's not what it meant. Move on.
Can't Twitter be fun? Does it always have to be an argument? Like I don't.
God, no.
It's like,
That's what people are looking for. They're just looking to make an argument and do something and cause a wave and cause some trouble. And this is like an innocent thing. Yeah, it's an old sexist phrase, but that's not how they meant it.
Yeah. I just wish people like us that enjoy humor and still know what that is would rise up and I don't know.
That's what she said.
Well, we are. We're not.
Yeah, please rise up. That's what she said.
Are we right?
I mean, you don't have to like literally we're talking about it now. We're saying Burger King didn't mean anything negative. They meant actually the opposite. They meant women deserve to be in the same playing field as men. They didn't mean women should stay in the kitchen and cook for men. They meant women and men should share the equal jobs, equal pay, all that.
Yeah, because a chef is a prestigious job. That's top of the head of the kitchen. That's it's like CEO of the kitchen.
I would love to.
Hard
be a chef.
job.
My
That's
dream
what
one day would be to go on
That's what she said.
Hell's Kitchen.
That's what she said.
I would love it.
I think
I'd
so.
get kicked off in two episodes, but it'd be great.
You get
He would
drunk
just
and-
call you names. That's it.
I'd make like two things. No, I wouldn't care about the name calling. If he like berated me, it wouldn't bother me. I would love it. But if he was
I know
like,
you would.
if I cooked something for him and he was like, "This is garbage," I'd be like, "All right, that one hurt."
All All right, you'd be like, wow, Gordon Ramsay does not like peanut butter and jelly. That was,
How could you not like peanut butter and jelly?
I don't know. The LIRR, this is Long Island's, our own local
This is
train
local news.
provider, and their local news turned national news story, as only the LIRR can frequently do.
Well,
What'd they do now?
They announced service changes. This is my favorite thing in the world. Service changes. We're announcing some service changes, i.e., we're cutting the amount of trains that are going into the city. And what do you think is going to happen when you have less trains going into Manhattan?
More people.
So here we are, the most COVID-sensitive area in the country, and our train service gets cut. And so what do you have? People standing shoulder to shoulder in an overcrowded train.
What are we doing? They can't
This is
afford to
killing
get all these
Frank.
trains running because not a lot of people are taking it. But then this is the way it looked pre-COVID, and
Right.
that's what made them money, packing them in like this. And unfortunately, you can't do that at this time, and they, I guess, didn't consider that.
And so I know a bunch of restaurateurs, and they all said the same thing to me. Like they've been getting their asses handed to them for the better part of a year with all these regulations and things, and the same people in charge can create this and
See? Because
nothing.
no one cares.
It's like,
Get Cuomo out.
That is not run by the government.
I will say this isn't run by Cuomo, but
That is a private company.
still the same thing of like, it's Cuomo and Balone and Lauren, I forget what her name is, whatever, the Nassau executive, that should be on top of this, being like, you can't let this happen. Like, you can't have
the
this.
restaurants are opening up to 75% as of March 19th, but they have been in a hole for a year. But then people can do that.
That's probably their argument, but they definitely overcorrected.
Yeah, just put yourself in the shoes of you're a restaurant owner and you've been doing your damnness to keep your doors open, keep your people employed.
And then I see that.
And then you see that. It's
that's annoying.
I'm not defending the Long Island Railroad because that's bullshit what they did. But restaurants have been under a lot of pressure and stuff. But restaurants have, and it's been tough for them, of course. They have other options too. They have the takeaway, they have pickup, all that stuff. Long Island Railroad has one option: cram more people into fewer trains. And that's not what they can do right now.
Or get more trains, but they don't want to.
No, they can't do more trains because they can't afford it.
I know, because they're too busy paying the people, crazy amounts of money.
Bingo.
It's not good.
Bingo.
That's the problem.
Who's paying to what?
Like all the executives.
The VPs.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it's not
making overtime people.
If there's anything that should be run by local government and whatever, it should be our mass transit system.
Or not.
I wouldn't trust our government to run that.
No, because then the taxes pay for it, and there's no dip in the amount of funds that it gets. And if it needs more help from the government, they could request it and hopefully get funded. But if you're a private company, you're in the same boat as every other business, and you're not doing well.
Did you guys watch?
They have a lot of money.
Did you guys watch the Meghan Markle interview last night with Oprah?
I watched pieces and parts of it.
No, I missed it. I saw some, articles about it, but I didn't see that.
What did you think about it, Janine?
I mean, I feel bad for the girl. I mean, the royal family is definitely like a cult. Let's be honest. They are not up on the times at all.
Mm-hmm.
They should be canceled.
Huge take.
Cancel culture.
Yeah, exactly. It's I miss the beginning of it, so that's why I have to go back and watch it. But
so
for Oprah to be surprised,
what we took away from it was the only few things that I saw were that there were talks about their son being his skin color might be too dark or something, and she was so I don't know why she considered suicide. I don't know why she what the reason was, what she said about it. I know that she was suicidal at one point, but I don't know what her why she was driven to that.
Yeah, so that was the big. I think that was there was a lot of stuff in there, but the huge takeaway was that they discussed that they discussed how dark the kid would turn out to be, which was shocking to me on a couple levels, because I swear to God, I turned to my wife and I go, I had no idea that Meghan Markle was half black, half white. No idea. Mm-hmm. No clue.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Right? I mean, who would even...
That. I knew that.
You knew that?
Yeah, because I like celebrity stuff, so.
See,
Was she the one that was on Deal or No Deal?
Yes, she was.
She was one of the models holding the cases.
Was she? I thought
she was in something else after that too.
Yeah, she was on like a USA show.
Right. Yeah, forgetting the name of it.
That's why I kind of laugh when they're like, "I gave up an acting career." Like, did you? You were on USA Network. I mean, you know, I could get that
USA.
tomorrow. Yeah, it's
Better
USA.
than our acting career.
I mean, Jesus, you know.
Whoa, calm down, Frank.
Do you have a good acting career going?
There's still time for me.
There's still time for us. We could become actors. Morgan Freeman didn't become an actor until he was in his 50s, I think.
I know.
Nice.
Something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Something else I thought was crazy was that, so I guess since they stepped away from their duties or whatever, they stopped getting money.
Oh yeah,
they stopped getting protection.
Yeah, they're out.
So when his mother died, she left him a lot of money, and that money paid for his protection and a house that they could live in. Where do they even live?
They live in
Canada.
No, they live in California now.
California.
Okay.
Well, let's go back. The how dark is the kid going to turn out to be? That's kind of a crazy kind of conversation. Like, it's not absurd when you think about, like, I feel like families talk about it all the time, like, what do you think the kid's going to look like?
Yeah.
Whose eyes are they going to have? Whose nose? Whose ears? You know, there's all kinds of that stuff. But then we're like, how black is this kid going to be? Like, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, you know.
It's like, he's going to be whatever he's going to be.
Yeah. And it's not.
And it's 2021. Come on.
And not for nothing. It's 2021. And also, like, exactly. Like, what does it matter?
Well, how woke is the queen?
Okay, here's what's
93, I think, right?
Here's what's so strange. So I watched, again, like you, Janine, I didn't catch the beginning, but I watched like an hour and 20 minutes of it. I watched a lot of it.
Wow, you did.
They said that she said that what happened, and then she said, Megyn said that they asked how dark the kid's going to be. So Oprah said, well, who said that? And she goes, well, they said it to my husband. So she didn't see it or hear it. He told her.
He was right there.
Well, for the first part of the interview, it was just her. So then they bring them both on. And then so Oprah goes, hey, so who said that to you? And he goes, I'd rather not say. And he didn't want to divulge it. But he said that he's talked to his grandmother more this year than he has in a really, really long time. And he said that his relationship with his father, although they're talking now, they weren't talking for a while there, which kind of leads you to believe that just by simple math that it was the dad that was like, how dark is the kid going to turn out? You know?
Yeah.
I think it was that.
Yeah, that's why he stopped talking to them.
Yeah. But then when you put this all into perspective that they're like basically harboring a fucking pedophile in that Prince Andrew, it's kind of really even more screwed up. They're giving this poor young lady a hard time.
Yeah, really. Come on.
So
people.
what was the she talked about being suicidal at one point. Did she say what drove her that?
Because it was all this kind of stuff, like how dark's the kid gonna be, and then to go along with Janine's point, they didn't want to give her. They told her, like, oh, times are tough. We don't know if we can give her security.
Times are tough. Come on.
Times are tough.
Yeah.
Well, let me take this huge crown off my head.
Yeah.
As I tell you, that times are tough.
Let me get my good pearls.
So not that I want to drum up like pity for them at all, but they got so caught in a bind going off of what Janine said that they said to them, like, we're not going to be able to provide security for you. And Harry was kind of like devastated because he's like, people know where we're living. Like, we have to have security. I'm having a kid. Like,
Is it like hire your own security? Like
you know what he had to do, and
Kim and
they cut him off from money. So you know what he had to do? He Tyler Perry, of all people,
Tyler Perry
reached out to them and said, "You can come and stay in my home, and I will give you my security. I will pay for your security." That's an incredibly kind gesture from somebody that can't fucking make a decent movie to save his life. I mean, that was really.
Oh.
What?
Have you seen Medea's House Part 2?
No, I don't think Medea is particularly funny.
Medea, whatever. Tomato.
I, honest to goodness, I don't love a thing that guy's ever done, but I do respect him a great deal.
Up there. I don't know if you could read it, but there you go. I'll just put that. Anybody?
There you go. Dynamite Graphic Department.
And I had to write all this backwards, so if it's a little.
You know what, Frank? I give props to you.
You're not there.
Neat.
I'm upset because you're not here to help people. You're actually just here to brag about how good you can write backwards.
Basically. I mean, yeah, this is how it looks like to me.
So that was what she said. So they had to rely on the kindness of a stranger to get them through this time. They had to leave Canada because they were shutting down the country. So they literally scooted over to California, stayed in Tyler Perry's house for 3 months while he foot the bill for security until they got there.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, and then here's the part that drives me crazy, that makes you just want to smack the shit out of some of these royals. They cut them off because they're like, we can't afford to do this, we can't afford to do that. And they left this couple with no choice but to go out and sign a Netflix deal and a Spotify deal, do this interview with Oprah. It's like you would have been able to keep all this shit quiet if you just kept them, not even on the payroll, but if you just kept their security, you probably would have gotten away with all of this stuff.
And I think what Janine was saying, that a lot of that money is theirs anyway because the mother left it to them.
Well, that money he has. So he used that money. Yeah, he used that money then once they got a place to pay for security until they were able to put some of these other deals together. But when you look at and I know people are going to be like, oh, you feel bad for these people. But the guy his mother was literally killed by the paparazzi. Like, you can't fault him for being like, we have to have security.
Yeah. That's
right, exactly.
Something nobody should have to go through.
Like, people are batshit crazy out there.
Yeah, I mean, these are people. These are not, the people just like us. Obviously, different circumstances, but
whoa.
they're human beings is what I'm saying.
I'm royalty, thanks.
Besides J Sabs.
Thank you.
You're right.
Thank you.
Oh, that was a real royal wave that Janine is sporting there.
Unscrew the light bulb. That's the royal.
But I actually did I felt a bit of sympathy for, look, because I'm a father and a man, I obviously felt for her, but I really understood where he was coming from, because I feel like we all go through exactly what this guy went through. We just also don't have 10,000 people out to murder you and another 20,000 people out to expose every last detail of your life to deal with,
Exactly.
He had all the natural dad and husband instincts that we all have, times a billion more bit of pressure behind it all. Yeah.
Just a bit.
I wonder what happens whenever it happens, when the Queen and when they're no longer around. I mean, his brother takes over.
No.
Is that true?
No. The Queen goes from the Queen to his father, from his father to his brother, and from his brother.
But the father is like, right now he's Prince something or other, but he's
Charles.
Old. Prince Charles. He's old as well.
Yeah.
I'm saying once they're gone and the brother takes over.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But he said that he wasn't. He said there's a bit of distance between him and his brother. That they're not even really.
Oh, really?
I mean, think about it from his brother's point of view. His brother's hanging in there. His brother's got more of the responsibility because he's going to be king one day,
Yeah, but when you say responsibility, they're not passing laws. What are they doing?
No, but they go out and they do appearances. They do a lot of things. They're still highly regarded. But here's the thing that gets me out of all of this. It's like, he's still talking to the grandmother. He's still talking to the Queen, right? He's back talking to his father. So what is this entity that caused this schism? Like, the Queen's the Queen. If she was like, enough already, we're gonna give them security. They're gonna do their thing. It's no big deal. Like, doesn't she have the fun? They made it sound like they're all hostage to the machine, or that there is really some other puppet master back there kind of working everything, and they're, that's the vibe I got. Like,
if the Queen is really in charge, why isn't she?
Well, right, because I was like, who is he talking about?
Because they kept calling it the firm and the institution.
Yeah, that's what they kept saying, yeah.
And it gave this vibe of like, it's this, but he
cult words.
He kind of said that it's more like they're slave to the media, that they're so controlled by the media and what the media is going to report on them, that they will let the media influence them. But to influence them this friggin' much seems insane.
It may be different there. I don't know.
The media there?
I don't know. Like the media, and also being like on the royal family.
Oh, I'm sure any famous person, the media, up to a certain point controls what they do and what they say. And, you say something in front of the media, and all of a sudden it's everywhere. And then you get a reaction, and the reaction might not be positive.
Well, that's what Megyn was kind of saying. And that's where a lot of not that she had suicidal thoughts, but she was like, I don't want to live anymore. Because even if she ignores that stuff, everybody else that's there is reading it and saying things to her about it.
Right.
Like, so you literally almost can't escape it. It's just, it's going to be there always, all the time, no matter what. But
it's true.
It was kind of a crazy thing. And I also noticed this too today, because there was a lot of fallout from this. So I don't know have you ever heard of Charlie Kirk?
No.
I think he's one of these right-wing radio guys. And then Megyn Kelly, who I talked about in a nice light just a couple of episodes ago. She was another one today that was like on a Twitter rant and rampage saying that Meghan Markle is not being self-aware, and that Oprah's interview skills are diminishing. Anyway, she was calling Meghan Markle to task. And here's what bothered me about this whole thing. And this is why I guess I never found Rush Limbaugh all that entertaining. Like, does every story have to fold right into your agenda?
Right.
Like, isn't that so boring and political? Like, how do you listen to somebody that no matter what happens says the same shit over and over again? Say what you will about our little dynamic, but I feel like at least you kind of don't know what you're going to get here sometimes.
Yeah, we disagree with each other a lot, and, it's normal.
Especially from Janine. Like, Frank might be a little bit more predictable. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle of predictability. Janine, I feel like we just have a laundry list of apologies we have to make for her.
Thanks.
Janine is, by the way, not allowed to talk about her family history anymore on this show. We can't afford
until
it.
I clear it with Anthony.
We can't afford it.
Yikes, is all I have to say. But wait, what did they say about? They said that they're not self-aware. What do they mean?
Yeah, and this other guy, Charlie Kirk. I was gonna play the clip, but we're kind of running short on time. He was just going on and on. He's like, "Oh, these left wing," and it's kind of like,
what? Like, what is that? That doesn't. It's not even.
Thank you.
Deal with it.
It has nothing to do with it.
Stupid, man. It's not. There's nothing left or right about this thing. Yeah. They're people that have a problem with their family, and they happen to be, from another country, and they're royals. It's like, why do you have to bring left and right into this? There's nothing to do with it.
Makes no sense.
It has nothing to do with it.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Nope.
Dumb.
Sorry.
Dumb.
Yeah. So I saw some of those reactions today, and I was like, I don't understand these people that tune into like these Rush Limbaugh types, and they even, it's not even, Hannity and even Don Lemon. It's like, how do you go back to these shows all the time knowing full well what you're going to, it's so boring to me.
Predictable.
It's so predictable. It's so predictable. Space Hotel. I'm fucking excited as all hell.
I am
about
in.
this.
Let's friggin' go.
Do you want to talk about this, Frank? You were the
how
one.
much is it?
I don't have the story up in front of me, but
That's
I'll look
what
it
you
up.
Dynamite
that what she said?
preparation. Dynamite preparation.
I didn't know we were moving right into it.
That's what she said.
This California
That is what she
company,
said.
Gateway Foundation, released
Here it
plans
is.
for a cruise ship style hotel that could one day float above the Earth's atmosphere. I'll tell you what, I bet you the view from the buffet will be just dynamite.
Here it is. Here's the picture. That's what it looks like from the outside, and then people standing there by the window.
Yeah.
So I guess there's artificial gravity in there, which kind of defeats the purpose. I want to go into a space hotel. I want to float around.
Yeah, but I bet you they got floating rooms, right? They got to kind of have that. That's part of the whole.
How do
I
you
don't
even
know.
sleep?
It's
That would
like
be
an
annoying.
astronaut would. You just you strap yourself in like with Velcro. You know, that's how they. I mean, the gravity won't hold
Yeah,
you
but
down
then
to
you-
a bed.
But then you have to be in one position all night. I couldn't do that.
Yeah. You have to
No
have
way.
You have to have gravity.
See, but like I don't know how. Again, I don't know how they do any of this. But from what I understand, from what that looks like, the spinning creates the artificial gravity. But I don't know how you'd be able to isolate one room to have no gravity.
What if it's like
the
in the
whole
middle?
thing. I don't know.
That could be the thing in the middle that is. Does it have to spin to create that? Is that what you need?
Pretty sure. Like the centrifugal force sticks you to the.
I'm using big words over here.
Yeah.
I
That's
would
high
do
school
it.
science.
I would do it, but I wouldn't be able to sleep. That's
fall
my
asleep.
problem.
You're tired, you fall asleep. Plus, who's falling asleep? You're in space. Enjoy it. Stay awake.
I wonder how sex would be.
Not to get too gross on us here, but after a while, it's going to be like living in a
Yeah,
snow
where's-
globe.
It's just going to be in air like this.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
And you'd be
But-
like this.
It's, you know, I don't know what the maid service is like on this thing, but they can't enjoy themselves in that place.
This would be the
But-
first time in a hotel you wouldn't have to worry about the comforter as much as you would the ceiling, I think.
Okay, so
That's
construction,
true.
right? Construction on the first ever space hotel will begin in 2026. So we're not that far off.
No, it's really not.
5 years away from the construction. It's called Voyager Station, and it's set to open to the public in 2027.
Whoa.
So it's only going to take a year to build this thing.
And how much is it a night?
Hey, you ready? The Space Hotel is taking reservations currently, but a 3-day stay will cost around, any guesses?
Oh, let's guess.
25,000.
For 3 days. For 3 days.
For 3 days.
Because I don't think you could do a one-night thing.
Does it say? Yeah, no, definitely not. If you have to stay 3 nights in the Hamptons, you have to guarantee that the space station.
I think it's more about getting there and getting back. I don't think they're doing daily trips.
true.
60 to 80,000.
No, I think that's.
You think it's too low?
No, actually, you know what? I don't know because I'm trying to remember what the price was for those trips that they were charging the celebrities for to go up there and come back down. That was.
What
like
was
in-
that
Can
trip?
anyone do that?
What about that new Titanic? I don't remember what that cost.
We just talked about this the other day. You brought this up, the Titanic.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember what that cost, but it
All
was,
right, for 3 nights, I'm gonna. You know what, Janine? I was out on 25, and then when you said 60, I thought it's got to be higher. I'm gonna say 125,000.
okay. Nobody's even close. $5 million.
Are you out of your mind?
$5 million. 3-day stay. Not even 3 nights.
What
Are
are they
they
trying to?
guaranteeing that you won't die?
2 nights. I guess that's to get you up there, the trip. I mean, I'm sure it can't be cheap to fly people into space. And then whatever the hell the accommodations are.
Jesus.
Here's a rendering of the bar in the hotel on this thing. It's like a computer. Looks very sterile and very, you know.
Now, are the silver jumpsuits included?
Bring your own BYO jumpsuit.
Are you guaranteed to see an alien, or is it like?
Are you
no
guaranteed to
guarantee.
be probed?
I think it's
by
going to be
an
like,
alien?
you know, they take
I'm
like in
in.
Alaska. Like in Alaska, they take you whale watching, but you're not guaranteed.
Beep, 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 beep,
Maybe
beep,
there's
beep,
like
beep,
an alien lookout, but there's no guarantee.
All right.
It looks huge, But like the stuff that they're telling us here, yeah, it spins, artificial gravity.
Okay.
But it's like freeze-dried ice cream, for example, it will be a staple dish. It's like I want, they're probably just gonna give you like space food what astronauts eat, but I want like gourmet stuff. If I'm paying $5 million,
Yeah, you want that. You want that.
I want crab legs at the buffet. That's what I want.
Here you go. Ed. Here's a rendering of the Voyager's gym, which will offer low gravity activities.
See, I told you they gotta have it in one room. That's the whole. Oh, look at that.
See them jumping up to the hoop.
They're slam dunking on like a 20-foot hoop.
I would like that.
That's cool.
So there's that.
Will they have a room like in that Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson video where they play that weird futuristic tennis game?
They better, or else what the hell's the point?
You laughing at me because I yelled?
Yeah, that was the yell in the video. That's what they did.
You know, there was an underrated movie. Did you ever see the movie Passengers?
No.
Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. Underrated.
No.
It was very good. I thought it's about. It's a ship that everybody's like asleep, and they have to travel to a second Earth. It's not that they have to, but they're going there to start
I know
a new
which one
life.
you mean.
And Chris Pratt wakes up halfway through, but the trip is supposed to take like 100 and something years.
Oh yeah,
But he wakes up,
maybe I did see this.
and he's like the only one awake on the whole ship. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely did see
And
it.
it's like a cruise ship, but it's in space and all this.
This sounds like when I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh God, and I can't fall back asleep. That's what that sounds like. Just
And you're
pretty
like,
much
what time
what it
is
is.
it? 6 o'clock? No, it's only 2.
The problem is he's by himself on this ship, and he's like a 40-year-old guy, and it's got another 80-something years until it gets to Earth 2. So he's trying to figure out the whole time how to get back to sleep so that he can be awake, 80 years later at the same age.
That sounds like a
Or
random
else he's
Thursday
just going
night
to
to
die.
me. That sounds like a random Thursday night to me, to be honest with you.
Well, this movie wouldn't interest you.
My final thought on this is I understand the cost behind this, but when you're charging a $5 million ticket, don't you think you're going to run out of customers after a little while, like 6 months? Like who's going to be able to pay for this?
I feel like they'll be like, you'll see it on Groupon pretty fast. 2028, it'll be like a 75% off deal.
$2.5 million on Groupon. Come on, we gotta do it.
You're done.
We go all in. We start to we stay like 19 people to a room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing.
19 people.
How long
split
until
$5
it's
million? 19 ways. Maybe that you can pull up.
Exactly.
Like
how long until this turns into a shore house situation where all of a sudden you got Point Pleasant and Pauly D up there? Yeah, exactly.
But don't you have to go through training and stuff to be able to
I don't
endure
know.
being launched into space?
Probably.
Unless someone else comes with you and then they show you the ropes.
Or they knock you out. What if they just knock you out? You wake up there.
That's not bad, maybe. But it shouldn't
I'm just
take
thinking
long.
of all the positions that wouldn't work.
I feel like they all would.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You'd want
like,
to. Here's the problem, Janine. You'd be sneaking off into that anti-gravity room to do it in there and get all the weird, get all the weird things happening.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
You know how many? There's probably going to be so many like people just ducking away in hidden places just to say they're in like this. It's not the Mile High Club anymore. It's got to be like the, I don't know, 2 mile, 3 mile. I don't know how many miles up until you're in space, but I think it's like 3 miles.
All bullshit aside, though, is this not the most exciting vacation destination that you've ever heard of? Like, what's beating this?
Probably
Jurassic
North
Park.
Carolina. Come on, don't lie.
Unless they come out with a Jurassic Park.
Like, I mean, think about the most romantic Paris or Rome or
Hawaii.
whatever. Yeah, Hawaii, Amalfi Coast,
Space.
Greece, whatever. Like, doesn't this blow it all out of the water? I mean,
I mean, no, I have to agree. Probably Jurassic Park would be better.
Jurassic Park, but it wouldn't be as romantic.
Maybe.
Like if you're doing a honeymoon, you probably go to space before you go to Jurassic Park.
they're gonna start construction on this in 2026. How?
5 years.
Is it possible at all that there's like 6 or 7 of these things before we die, and this is like a common occurrence? Like, are we?
I don't even know what company is doing this. I mean, who the hell has the technology? First
Skynet.
of all,
Skynet's doing it.
Maybe.
All right, let's leave it there. That's it for this episode. Appreciate you guys watching and or listening wherever you're watching and or listening from. AnthonyOnAir.com has all our links and information. Don't forget to check out Hero Soap Company. Do not forget to check out our amazing merch store. We got a lot of great products up there, including the Janine penned That's What She Said shirt, which is just exquisite, or, of course, the Silhouette collection right there. You can see our 3 big dumb heads. All that
They
you
are
can
pretty
find
dumb.
over at Anthony
Or
on
too
Air.
big and one medium.
That's what she said.
We'll catch you guys